last week in the youthful final, still stormed home to be a good second. Murphy Blythe has added to his inside part of the bridle tonight. Also getting some attention here, 6-1 on the rail horse, Reasonable Force. The youthful series champ is back for trainer Anthony Montini. It's post time for the 10th. Tenth race. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Buddha Blue Chip first away from out in post 8 from the inside. Reasonable Force scoots out with them. Dropped in third goes Dreidel Hanover. With a tuck to fourth is Marco DeVee. Back there racing along from fifth now. 2 lengths back to 2 Minky Trip. Sixth off the speed is Auckland Flyer. Andreas Cardia down to the rail from in seventh. Eighth away PL Gyro. And parked out ninth the Scarlet Chaser as they bend over to the quarter pole. Buddha Blue Chip at a baker's 12-1 fronts them. 26-2 the opening post. Reasonable Force pocket riding from in second. He looks pretty full of himself, so much so that Doug McNair right lines him and does what he'd like him to do. Reasonable Force wanted some racetrack and said, you want it, you got it. There goes Reasonable Force to the front now. Back into second, rides along Buddha Blue Chip. Dreidel Hanover third, the favorite Marco DeVee. Back there racing along fourth, a good 5 lengths off the lead. Then it's back fifth to 2 Mickey Trip. Sixth inside to Auckland Flyer. 2 more to Andreas Cardia. Followed further back at the inside by PL Gyro and long shot Scarlet Chaser. Marco DeVee's first up now as he's on the attack out of fourth. A 56-2 first half. So Reasonable Force not only got the front, but he got the front and got a second quarter in 30 seconds flat. McNair's left leg says it's go time as he's popped the plugs and says Reasonable Force drive on in that far turn. Back in the pocket spot, Buddha Blue Chip from second. Marco DeVee first up driving third now into this quickening third quarter tempo. Back and forth is Dreidel Hanover moving up on cover but gapping it slightly. 2 Mickey Trip to fifth now. 3 quarters in 125 and they're going to have to crank up the speed if they want to get Reasonable Force off these panels. Reasonable Force is still there. 2 lengths in front off that third post in 125. Marco DeVee from first over trying to sustain that long uncovered first over bid. He levels off, shooting through at the rail. Buddha Blue Chip off a pocket trip now. He'll pop out late and trying to make up the final 2 on Reasonable Force. Reasonable Force is still there. Reasonable Force to win. Reasonable Force to win this one over Buddha Blue Chip, Dreidel Hanover, and Marco DeVee in 152-1. Here is a look at the winner of tonight's 10th race, Return to Victory Lane. It is the one Reasonable Doug McNair with the driving double. Reasonable Force doubles up, paid $13.90. Race 11 is coming up next.